Hello, Miss Allie O'Shea. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Elisa. And yourself?
Very well. It's Thursday, closer to the weekend, and I'm gonna have my
Absolutely.
family over, and
Friday tomorrow.
I'm gonna cook tomorrow. I'm gonna cook my family my famous fried chicken and mashed potatoes and green beans and all that kind of stuff. So I haven't seen all of us
Nice.
together in so long, so it'll be nice. Now, let's start out with
Oh, that sounds
introducing
lovely.
you to all my YouTube subscribers. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. So my name is Allie O'Shea, and I'm an international law of attraction practitioner. I'm also a writer and a healer and an inspirational speaker. So I teach people about the law of attraction.
That's a tough
So
one.
yeah, well, it can be, but I love my job and I love inspiring other people, and I've helped so many thousands of people, like you have, obviously, around the world. And it's such a nice thing to know that you can help other people, isn't it?
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely.
It's one of the best
I don't
jobs.
get paid for what I do, but I not with money, but I get paid just in the sense of fulfillment that I'm giving Erik. You know, I mean, that's what a mother's supposed to do. Have their
Yeah.
children grow up to be productive and happy and fulfilled, and I feel like that's what I'm doing as his mother, even if he isn't in the physical. Um, So the law of attraction. Eric's got it easy. Those guys over there, it's like, I want an ice cream cone, done.
Yeah.
But for us, it's like, I am rich. I am rich. I'm rich. I am just rolling in dough. So, but before we get into about that difference and how we can do that, what got you into this?
So I've always been pretty spiritual, I suppose, probably about maybe 20 years ago, my husband's mother took me to a mind, body, spirit show here in Ireland, and I kind of became fascinated with crystals and mediums and
Mm.
anything to do with sort of spirituality. And I had depression for 25 years, and I kind of took myself out of that using the law of attraction. And I had a crystal shop and an angel shop with my husband, which we just closed this year because we want to focus more on what I'm doing here.
Right.
But I've always been interested in it, and I've used the law of attraction to help in our businesses and
Mm.
seen it working in my life, in other people's lives, all of that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that's awesome. Well, I think that would be just a wonderful thing for the corporate sector,
Yeah.
businesses. Hey, whatever Apple can use you and say, hey, we want to, manifest this or that. So, do you work with corporate?
I don't actually know, but I could do. Yeah, it's a lot like mindfulness. I've done a lot of boot camps on YouTube. I've got my own YouTube channel as well, I actually did them on Facebook, and then they've been transferred to my YouTube channel. I do a lot of Facebook lives
All
where
right.
I did like 31 days back to back in January, a positivity project,
Oh,
and then I did a positivity boot camp and then spiritual boot camp and stuff like that. So I kind of do a lot of stuff for free, putting it out there and just sort of helping people to raise the vibration. Because my goal is to sort of raise the vibration of the planet one soul at a time, to
yeah,
help
yeah.
people to understand that we're here to live a happy and a joyous life.
Right. And when you give, then that there's a circular flow. As long as you're okay with receiving, I've found that I love just giving love to people, but sometimes it gets blocked because but the way I was raised by my horrible parents, it's like, oh, do I really deserve this love? So it's really important to, when you give, that if you want to manifest the law of attraction, that you're okay with receiving. Don't feel guilty about, having abundance or a material possession or whatnot.
Exactly. And so that's what you're talking about there is I've actually just created a workshop on that. It's called A Journey to Self-Discovery and Self-Love. And
Mm,
self-love is one of the really important factors in using the law of attraction, because it can
yes.
stop you from that. And you are
Yeah.
worthy. Everybody is worthy of love and happiness and receiving, you know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've got this idea that I'm patenting, but part of me is like, every little thing I dream up. It's just a pipe dream and it never comes to whatever. I'm never. So that is a real, that's a real obstacle that I need to get over. Otherwise, these little things are not going to happen. So maybe I need to look into that. But before we go, usually I put people the information at the end in a little title page on the YouTube. But I want to do it now, because what if somebody is like, okay, I get the message, click, right before the end. So why don't you give us your contact information, website, YouTube channel, whatever you need to give.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. So I'm obviously massive on Facebook. I would spend a lot of my time there, and I'm just under Allie O'Shea, and my page is public, so people can either friend me or follow me.
And your page is called what? I'm sorry.
It's just under Allie O'Shea.
Okay.
ALLIEO'Shea. The same with my YouTube channel. I'm just under Allie O'Shea.
Okay, that's easy.
Yeah, so it's easy. And my website is www.expansivesouls.com.
That's right. Now I remember. That's
yeah,
that's
so
good.
that's my website.
Those dogs are barking, and one of them is a real barker.
I got a couple of dogs too, so I know what it's like.
I got this little collar, it's not a shocker. I mean, you can use it for shocker, but it just makes a little beep like that. It doesn't hurt. So, yeah, she's a puppy. So, one of my son's dogs. Okay, so let's get into the, you're a law of attraction practitioner. Let's talk about what exactly is the law of attraction.
Sure. Well, the law of attraction basically states that that which is like unto itself is drawn. So your thoughts all have a vibration. Everything in the universe is energy. So every thought that you think and the energy of emotion that you put behind it, it will manifest into your reality. So the more that you focus upon something with greater emotion, the quicker it will manifest into your reality.
So especially if
people don't understand.
I know, but you have to really put add emotion to it, right? Like, oh, I'm so excited about, that sort of thing.
Exactly. So you're talking about something that you're really dreaming and hoping and wishing that you want to get going. So, if you write it down, it's really powerful.
Oh.
Because, the universe does not understand the difference between what is real and what's imagined.
Oh.
And the subconscious the same. So when you write it down, you're putting all of that manifesting power into it as well. And writing is much more powerful than just talking about it. So if this thing hasn't come to fruition yet, for example, you could write about it in the positive tense, in the present tense, positively about the way that you want it to be, but in the present tense. So as if it's already happened, and experience and feel those feelings as if it's already manifested for you now.
Yeah. Okay.
Feel
So
feel your heart beating, all of that.
Oh. So in my case, this little patented, very simple thing, what would I write down?
Just write down, dear universe, I'm so happy and grateful right now that my product has come to fruition and that I have so many clients that are absolutely ecstatic about it, and I'm receiving messages every day about how wonderful my product is, things like that, and really put your emotion behind it.
Okay. Now, what do you do after you've written? What do you do with it? Do you burn it, let the ashes go in the universe, or do you put it in your pocket, or you just put it?
Have a little notebook. I mean, you can journal so many different things like this. You can reread it if you want, but obviously when you're manifesting something, the whole thing behind manifesting is that you ask the universe. So you've got to imagine you're in a restaurant and the waiter is, asking you your order. You're not going to say, oh, well, I'll just have, you wouldn't just tell him that you wanted your steak and some chips and not say whether you wanted skinny chips or fat chips, or you'd say that your steak, you wanted it well done, or you wanted it rare or medium rare. But once you've given your order to the waiter, you expect that waiter is going to take your order, take it to the chef, and you don't question it. You don't question that the chef isn't going to do your order right. You just expect it to come, and it's like that with the universe.
Okay, so you just expect it. You don't question.
You just ask.
Yeah. ask and ye shall receive. So you don't
Yeah.
say, well, I wrote that down. I hope somebody's working on it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, what if they're not? What if the universe was
That's
like
it.
on vacation or something, or, had a brain fart and is not working on my thing? But no, you can't. You
Yeah,
can't.
no, but I mean, it's all about believing. It's about practicing active faith. And actually, this is
Acts of
one of the
faith.
best books out there. Because
Oh,
it is
oh,
giving.
Esther and Jerry Hicks.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Ooh, I'm gonna write that down.
yeah. Sorry. So I went to see them last year. I manifested a trip to Los Angeles and to Vegas last year, and I went to see Abraham. And if you ever get a
Oh,
chance, you should go because they're amazing.
oh, I should really. Oh my gosh, in my spare time. So Erik, when he talked about the law of attraction, he described them as akin to like dust bunnies under the bed. Dust attracts to dust, and dust and dust. And yeah, I just got to be cleaning a bunch of dust bunnies in this room right here behind all these little pieces of furniture. By the
Well, I
way.
have something to tell you about Erik. Actually, I was told by a medium that on my 31-day January project, there was actually somebody sitting on my couch, and he came to this lady and told her it was him, that he'd been watching my live videos.
Oh, cool.
So,
Erik, you stalker. Well, I'm sure he nudged you this way, and I'm glad he did.
yeah, I don't know. It's bizarre, So
It
there you go.
is. It is. Now let's talk about the power of thought. I mean, I don't know if you guys out there have heard of the biology of belief by Bruce Lipton. How your beliefs, your thought, can actually change your DNA and make you well, make you sick. It can work on a cellular level. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And look at remote Reiki. How healers in this one experiment were able to shrink down this person's bladder tumor, and you can see it on ultrasound, shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, just for their thoughts. Well, what that really is the power of observation, of consciousness, and the uncertainty principle. I don't want to get into that, but thought creates reality
Mm-hmm.
because it will change. It will collapse the Schrodinger equation, wave equation, and collapse, a wave into a particle, as in
Mm-hmm.
light. Light wave goes to particle, and particles, of course, are the building block of reality. But
Sure.
if
Yeah.
you don't,
Subatomic particles. Yeah.
right, and if you don't put your consciousness out there, like if we close our eyes, probably none of this exists. I don't know, maybe except if,
Yeah, I mean, everything was created twice. So it first has to be created in the mind, and then it's created in reality. If you look around your home,
yeah,
everything in your home was first created in somebody else's mind first before
that's
it
true. That's
manifested
true.
into your reality.
Yeah, and some of my decor
Yeah.
shows that it was a
So
big
what you're
mistake.
talking about there, that
I've
yeah.
never been. I've never had a designer,
Um,
and we should because the design in our. I don't know. It's okay though. It's a very eclectic. I don't have two coffee mugs that are alike, for example. Anyway, but who cares? All right. So talk more about how it works in any way you can.
Yeah, so what you were saying there about thought is totally correct. And another really good book, I mean, you mentioned Bruce Lipton, which is amazing as well, but also, what's his name? John Kehoe, Kehoe. Not sure whether
Mm-hmm.
he pronounces it Kehoe or Kehoe.
Yeah.
But he's written fantastic books. One of them is called Mind Power, but he's also got a Mind Power for Children as well, I believe. He talks about
Oh.
all of that. He's absolutely amazing, and how, you know, a visualization is really important. He talks about that in his book as well. But obviously, I would use visualization as well. Vision boards and visualization in your own mind are amazing. They're one of the most powerful tools that we
Mm,
have,
yeah.
because if you can visualize again and put your emotion behind it, quicker it can come into your reality.
So
So
visualizing, thinking, feeling, the whole schmear.
yeah,
Well, with the
you
kids,
can
it's
put everything. Yeah.
everything possible. What else is there beside that? Maybe
So
you can
all
hear
your
them
senses.
clapping when they open the package of whatever you created.
Exactly. So it's your sight, your touch, your smell, your hearing, all of those things, bringing all the emotions into play when you're doing your visualizations is really
Okay.
important. Like, what can you smell? You're at a fancy restaurant, can you smell the chicken cooking? Can you, or, you know, if there's a barbecue, or, you know, you've got a drink in front of you, what does it taste like? You know, is it a coffee? Is it a Coke? Is it a wine? You know, and all of those kind of things, and the feelings of elation that you might have if you're around your friends having a good time, you know,
Yeah.
all of those kinds of things.
Yeah. And if you want to manifest love, a loving relationship, imagine yourself with the love of your life.
Exactly.
Just the feelings, the thought, the sights, the smells, etc. Now with kids, it seems like it would be, some of them may not be so may not write very well. So maybe drawing pictures, coloring pictures of what they want to manifest in their life. Is that
Sure,
possible?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, like, people have used pictures before. I remember hearing a story about a guy who used to paint pictures, and he really wanted a lover in his life. And he would paint pictures, but he would put himself and the partner in the pictures with their back to the person looking at the picture.
Oh,
And somebody came in and they observed the pictures, and they said, if you're looking for love, you need to have your faces out together, you know, not with your backs to us.
yeah. Why?
You're just frozen.
I know. Sometimes that does that. It'll be okay.
Yeah,
Can you see
yeah,
me now? It's okay.
yeah. It's just
Oh,
doing it intermittently.
I know. Ugh. So why would it be important for them to face toward
Because
the
you're sort of putting your back to it, almost as if you're hiding away from the love the other way.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Kind of
Well,
makes
yeah, I
sense,
bet you he
doesn't it?
did that because he wasn't sure what the love of his life was going to look like, you know? And
Maybe.
what if he paints a picture of somebody who looks completely different?
Yeah. I don't think that really matters too much, you know, but just in the concept of what you were saying with kids, it's definitely something that they could do. Yeah. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
can use the law of attraction. In fact, you know, mindfulness is so important for children as
Oh,
well.
gosh.
You know?
I think it should be taught in class along with meditation, energy healing themselves, etc.
Well,
In fact, my dream
absolutely.
is to have a school, a spiritual arts school, where you had
There's
a
one
regular.
here. There's one here
Oh,
in Ireland.
oh my
Yeah.
God, that's so great. I love
I
Ireland.
didn't know it because when I was doing my January project, I kept saying I want it to be taught in schools.
Mm.
But they kind of have, even though they overlap with things like meditation and
Mhm.
mindfulness and breathing technique, they kind of, people who have mindfulness in schools and things are, they're not really liking to say the law of attraction because it kind of is like sort of can be a little bit of a taboo word for them. They
Oh,
don't really, you know, even Tony Robbins, he'd call himself a motivator, but yet he would use the law of attraction, you know.
yeah. Well,
So,
what would you use instead? Just a
well,
manifesting
that's what
dreams?
motivational and inspirational.
Okay.
I don't see the problem with it, but I just know that
Yeah. Maybe the
sometimes,
word law. It's like, oh my God, the law of attraction police. I broke the law, so maybe
yeah.
that. I don't know. Um, all right. So, do you work with children?
No, no, I have two of my own children
Hmm.
who don't believe very much, but
Oh, how old are they?
they're 14 and 16.
Oh, well, that's that age. Well, I will
That's
send Eric to haunt them and to my little nudge. He'd love it. Eric, do it, man. Do it. All right. So, you were very sick for over 25 years with severe depression. Now, the first thing that came to my mind when you mentioned that is that you were not on your spiritual path quite, and that can, like a thing called a spiritual depression, because I think you were meant to maybe do that. And you wrote to me and said you were in and out of the hospital, and you've been a month on suicide watch. Girl, I've been there. You say that the law of attraction is what helped you to climb out of that depression, to get out of that hole, and you changed your life completely from it. Tell us how that worked, and what made you just decide I'm going to try this technique?
well, it wasn't even like that. I said I was going to try this technique. I kind of just, I'd always known about the law of attraction. We'd all seen The Secret 10 years ago, but I kind of knew about it before then. Yes, I was very sick. I was 25 years on medication, in and out of psychiatric hospitals, tried to kill myself 3 times, spent a month on suicide watch, all of that. I
Awful.
think when we're in that situation, we very much get into a routine of playing the victim.
I
As horrible
know.
as it sounds, we
I
kind of just
know.
go round and round in circles.
Well, it's a trance
Thankful-
sometimes. It's like a
Yeah,
trance being suicidal. You just can't see any other way out sometimes.
yeah, it's very difficult. So I used the law of attraction. So what I did was I started reading books like Abraham Hicks and listening to them on YouTube daily, using affirmations and visualizations and meditations. And slowly but surely, I came off my medication under the care of my doctor. That was in last January. I came off my medication.
Oh,
I
it's
was already
awesome.
on the spiritual path at that stage, but you know, I just was like, I really just want to come off this. I feel so amazing in
Mm,
comparison. You know, it's finding the clarity through the contrast, which
yeah.
is what people try to avoid like the plague. But we have to go through the contrast to experience the other
God,
side, which is the good side, you know?
yes. I would love to
And
get off
so,
of my medication. I've been on medication since Erik died, and I just hate it. But I'm
yeah,
scared. And guys never cold turkey stop almost any of these medications. People get
no. I mean, I
so
did it under the
sick.
care of my
Yeah,
GP.
that's
So,
why I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. Okay.
but you know, it's one of those things we do have to experience. You know, you can't experience light without having first experienced darkness.
Yeah.
And it is possible for people to use the law of attraction, to use all of those things. Like meditation is so amazing for everything. It even lowers blood pressure. It's so good
Yes.
for health. Using obviously positivity and gratitude and appreciation, you know, and just sort of unconditionally loving people and not judging them as well.
I
Um,
know. It's so
Learning about all of
freeing.
those things, you know,
Yeah.
is what helped me to sort of see that there was a bigger picture
Yeah.
outside of my little miserable section of being stuck in this depression,
Yeah.
for
And
want of a
the times that I've been a little dysphoric, I would just, okay, go out, got to go grocery shopping in Kroger. And I would just start looking at people in the eye, you know, how you kind of look at people, but looking at them, good morning and stuff, or the guy in McDonald's, good morning, how are you today? And when you really look at them with, with to their soul and not just, hey, no receipt, please, you know, um,
yeah.
you see their consciousness just shift. So being kind to people, doing a random act of kindness, like paying for the guy behind you or whatever, in a drive-through. I mean,
I'm a
these
big
can
advocate of
really,
that.
yeah, these can really make you feel
Absolutely.
so much better.
I have a page actually on Facebook set up. It's called Global Random Acts of Kindness. So that talks about exactly what you just described, and it's actually part of my workshops. It's really important that we all practice random acts of kindness, paying it forward,
Yeah,
looking at the next person, because you never know when you'll be in a situation. Even just smiling, like you said, at
yeah.
somebody, looking them in the eye and letting them know they've been seen today, because it might be the only smile that they get that day,
Oh, yeah.
you
I
know.
remember this one story where this high schooler, freshman, sophomore, was taking a whole bunch of books home, and he dropped them all. And everybody just walked past him except this one guy. He said, "Here, let me help you." And he helped him, took him home, and actually took him to his house and had his mom feed him dinner and all that stuff. And the guy later confessed that what he had done is just removed all the books from his locker because he was planning to go home and kill himself because he felt like nobody cared.
I've heard that story before.
So
Yeah.
that's that act of kindness. I mean, you know, we're all part of a collective, right? So if you help someone, you help yourself, you help the collective, and the same, the opposite. If you hurt someone, you hurt yourself. So people need love. And yesterday I was thinking about my horrible father, sorry, Jose, and I thought, you know, the guy was sick. He was mentally ill. I should be not being resentful. I should feel compassion. So I've been for the fact that he had a mental illness. So I've been like working on that, and it's made me feel a lot better. So
Yes, forgiving other people is really important, and it's another
yeah.
part of it as well. It's a huge part. And I actually spoke to somebody about this the other day, and they told me that they had a problem with somebody and how for weeks and weeks and weeks she sent them pink light and healing love. And, you know, every time she saw them, she really couldn't stand them. But then she said one day after about 3 or 4 weeks of practicing this, really sending them pink, healing light, unconditional love, she said one day she just woke up and it was gone. She just felt
Oh,
indifferent.
wow.
It wasn't like there was no hate there anymore. It was, yeah.
Are there any mantras we can say that help, or um,
For forgiveness, I suppose if you're going to forgive somebody, you know, actually, you know what, Vishen Lakhiani, who owns Mind Valley, he has a beautiful meditation. It's called
oh,
the 6-phase meditation, and he does a little section within that 6 phases that's about forgiveness, about you
ooh,
forgiving
I
somebody.
think I have that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a
might need to
beautiful
revisit it again. Yeah. Oh, that is so cool. Um, so can you help people that were in a situation like you? I mean, what would you, if they got on your website, how can you help them possibly get off of medication, but mainly just get out of the mire of depression?
Yeah, well, first of all, what I would say is obviously I'm not a GP, I'm not a doctor, I'm not, you know, that I would never give
No.
in replacement
Medical
of
advice, no.
medical advice. So I
Right,
just
right.
want to say that first of all. But yeah, I mean, I think that if somebody's coming to me, I would teach them all the things that I know. I would help to, you know, raise the vibration. So raising your vibration is really important. And, you know, you can do so many things to raise your vibration: listening to happy music, getting out into nature, meditating, lighting some incense, burning some sage, being with your friends, doing some mindful coloring in, you know, so many things.
Some what?
Obviously,
Some mindful what now?
coloring in.
Oh, you know what adults should do more is coloring books. I tried
Yeah.
that a while ago, and it was fun. I just like I feel kind of silly, but
Yeah.
wait, what color are Mickey Mouse's ears again? But it was really relaxing. It's kind of like, to me, it was an active form of meditation.
It actually is. And you know what? Mike Dooley from tut.com.
Uh-huh.
So his catchphrase is thoughts become things, but he has a coloring book, which is notes from the universe, because he sends out notes from the universe every day into people's inboxes. And it's
Oh,
a coloring in book, like what we're talking about, is the mindful
yeah.
coloring in book for adults.
Oh, write that down.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, well, also I forgot to say that when I was homeschooling my kids, one thing we did is uh, I had them take turns reading the Random Acts of Kindness, that the guy that had that little book, and he died, poor thing. But also I had them write gratitude letters anonymously to different people that they respected, the fire department, a teacher, a
Oh,
friend,
that's lovely.
but to make sure they did not give away who they were, so it would have much more power to it. So it wouldn't be like the recipient and the giver would realize there's no ulterior motive. Now, the way
Yeah,
I
that's
got myself
beautiful.
out of my last really deep depression, where I was suicidal, oh my God, I was camping, and for some reason I forgot my underwear. Never forget my underwear. Never. Okay. So the day we got to the campsite, we had to go to Walmart and get some Walmart underwear. And then I said, I got to get myself out of this. I have got to get myself out of this now. I love my family. And I thought of something funny. I said, God damn, I'm not going to be caught dead in Walmart underwear. Hell no. And I got up and went about my day and was fine. So, but I will also
Oh,
recommend stand-up comedy. That's a good one too. Joe Rogan is somebody we're into now. He's so good. He's got a new Netflix special. Joe Rogan. He's like a MMA guy or something.
oh, cool. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, comedy, anything that makes you laugh is really up there with raising your vibration.
That's exactly right. Now, you've done all this free stuff and you've given back to the universe all the time. So tell us more about that. You mentioned a little bit, but tell things you offer, but also what you get out of it in return, since it's not money.
Yeah. So, yeah, as I said to you, I did a 31-day positivity project in January. So that was 31 days back to back of lives in January. Every day I brought them something to do with the law of attraction or positivity. And so what that project was supposed to do was to help to raise everybody's vibration and help have a great kickstart to 2018. You know, just to help everybody. And it was a fantastic time to do it, January, because people are feeling so low after like having celebrations, or a lot of people don't like Christmas and they're kind of coming out of that time. So I did that, and that helped
that's nice.
so many people. So many
nice.
people.
Because a lot of us who have lost loved ones,
Yeah.
you know, the holidays are kind of tough. So
Absolutely, yeah. It's a really hard time for a lot of people. A lot of people. So
yeah.
people who've lost loved ones, as you say, like yourself, people who are on their own and are old or lonely, you know. So yeah, and what I've got out of it, as I say, is no messages from people thanking me for helping them with their lives, you know, that I've changed their lives. I've had so many messages from people that, you know, just have completely changed their lives through listening to my videos. So I did that in January. I did another one in May. And then I did another one in June. So I did a 7-day one and a 3-day one. I couldn't do the 31-day one. It was so long.
No. Too much.
Yeah. So, and then I do a lot of stuff on YouTube and Facebook for free. Obviously, I just go live and I teach people about the law of attraction and positivity and all of those kind of things. So it's just really trying to help people live a better life, knowing that it's not all what I thought it was. You know, it's not this dark, depressive, horrible, evil, hate-filled planet. It's actually a planet filled with love and positivity. And if you choose to look at that, then that's what you're going to see.
That's right. It's like when you're pregnant, all of a sudden, all you see is pregnant people everywhere. Or if you get a new car, it's blue. You see blue cars everywhere. So yeah, if you look for positivity, you will find it, especially if you put yourself in a positive mood. And you know, everything is light and love. Even the darker side of the spectrum is love, light and love. So just remember that.
I know. Can I just say one thing as well? I know
that. No, you can't. You've had your quota full. Of course you can.
So, just to touch on, I think it's really important that people don't watch the news.
Oh, I know. I don't anymore. I've been watching Long Island Medium and all that kind of stuff. But
Good.
It's just the media.
He follows me on Twitter.
Oh, that's cool. But you what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the media is just part of this global elite, this you know, new world order thing that's a very negative influence in our world, I think. What do I know?
Absolutely. Well, the thing with the news is that if they were to cover everything that was going on in the world, that, you know, and all the positive things that happened every single day, the negative stuff would just be like that across the screen. You wouldn't even see it. It would just be like a blip. And instead, they sort of play on people's fears and you know, the bad stuff. I know that's their job, but it's really not a good thing. But it's so negative.
Yeah, especially some of it is sensationalized and not as bad as people think. And I wonder if there's a news outlet that only does positive stuff. There probably is.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to do.
If you guys know, put it in the comments that I never read because there's so many trolls. But you know, what can I say? So you get out of this free stuff. What do you get? What do you get personally?
So I get, well, every time I get a message of somebody thanking me and saying, thank you so much, I just feel sort of my heart is lifted and I've helped somebody. It's an incredible feeling. So the feeling that you would get that you've helped somebody really is what I get out of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. You have written and recorded your own meditations. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, talk to us a little bit about those. How did you make those? Are they like guided meditations or?
Guided meditations, yeah, absolutely. So I've done, obviously, I am are two of the most important words in the English language, human language, shall we say, because God said to Moses, I am that I am. And whatever you put after those two words becomes your reality. So every word that comes out of your mouth is an affirmation. So one of my most liked, I suppose, meditations would be I am. So I have an I am. So it's literally affirmations about I am wonderful, I am amazing, I am exuberant, I am successful, I am creative, and it's got wonderful music to it. So I have that one. Then I have Ho'oponopono. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yes. That's just fun to say right there.
Yeah, I know.
Right
Nobody
next to
can say it.
right next to supercalifragilistic expialidocious, or Campylobacter jejuni. I love that. That's a bacteria that causes horrible bloody diarrhea, but it's still so fun to say. Campylobacter jejuni.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, well, unless you've had bloody diarrhea, you probably won't. Okay. Yeah, so you said I am, but what other
so the Ho'oponopono one then is I love you, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And Dr. Hugh, the story behind that, so I've written and recorded a version of that, and within that meditation you go back to your inner child and you connect with your inner child and you forgive yourself for any wrongdoing that you've done to your inner child, like, you know, being too critical of yourself growing up, you know, when you're a fat child, you know, it's all that self-love and unworthiness that we give to ourselves, you know, that you're going back in and correcting. But Ho'oponopono has a beautiful story behind it with Dr. Hugh, who was a psychiatrist in a prison in Hawaii and actually cured a bunch of criminally insane patients without ever seeing them in his office using Ho'oponopono. So he used a clearing technique on himself. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. But everything is a reflection of us. So everything that we're putting out, we're getting back. So no matter what happens to you, if somebody's rude to you, it's because you've got rudeness going on in your own vibration. If somebody's angry with you, I know it can be really hard to grasp for a lot of people, but there are certain things that are going on. You know, it's like if you go out in the car and you get caught up in bad traffic and you're going, oh my God, I wish they'd move, I need to get to whatever. And you've therefore really brought it into your awareness. And then you've put all this emotion behind it, negative as it is, you're manifesting more of that along your journey. So wherever you go, you're going to be behind slow drivers or people who can't drive properly or whatever.
Yeah.
This is what it's like. You're holding it in your vibration.
Yeah.
So
instead say, oh, that person, you know, that person is going slow. Maybe it's a little old lady who's a little unsure of where she's going, and just have compassion. And I love, and Erik said this, I think, when you want to say, oh no, just say, oh well, instead.
Yeah.
That's very powerful. How do you spell that? It reminds me of the name of that fish in Hawaii. That starts with H. But anyway, how do you spell that? Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono, so it's H-O apostrophe.
Okay.
O-P-O-N-O-P-O-N-O. That's Ho'oponopono, okay. But it's amazing. So I've done that. I've also done, I've actually just released a meditation, a new one for anxiety, to help people with anxiety. So that's my new one. But it's only available to download on my website. Most of my other ones, they're all freely available on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
I've written an abundance one. I originally called it the magic box, but it's a money tree affirmation meditation. Sorry, so to help to bring more abundance and prosperity into your life.
That's great.
What else have I done? I've done more of a visualization, a skyscraper visualization that was. It was based actually off the book that Jack Canfield wrote. I'm not sure the name of the book, but
Canfield, yeah. He's the one that did Soup for the Soul.
That guy, yeah, but it was a different book
that
he wrote this in. But it was basically, it's a visualization, letting you see how your mind can create so many different scenarios, such as the boogeyman under the bed or whatever, you know. So I've done a visualization from that as well. And then obviously I've got all my affirmations and things like that. So I've got you know, self-love, affirmations, and you know, health, healing, transformation, meditation, affirmation. There's tons up there. I can't even
That
remember
is,
how.
I can't wait to go check it out. Now, back to the self-love thing. When you were saying things like, I am wonderful, I imagine myself saying that. And it just, it made me feel like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I thought, I'm thinking, you know, how critical I've been of my inner child. But I and others have to realize that that's probably not your thought. That is probably your parents or your peers or your siblings that put it. You
Exactly.
got to decide, is that really what I think? Is that really my belief?
Yeah.
Did that come
Yeah.
from me or someone else, or
No,
society,
you
media?
see, that's the thing with it as well, and you're totally 100% correct, because your subconscious mind actually runs 95% of your life.
Yeah.
And so therefore, when you're a child up to about the age of 6, I think it is, you're in theta mode. So your brain is in theta mode, and so you're absorbing like a sponge everything that everyone else is telling you, and you're taking these as your beliefs, you know,
Is it
things like
what mode? I'm sorry, did you say pattern?
theta mode.
Oh, theta mode. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
theta
gotcha.
mode.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Tomato, tomato.
yeah, that's exactly right. You know, when you said 95% is your subconscious, it came to me like the Titanic iceberg, right? That's a little tip of ice, and there's your subconscious, and most of us careen into that subconscious and sink.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing with affirmations and the way affirmations work, so those self-love affirmations would be wonderful for you, because they're not your thoughts. They're just stuff that you've picked up along your trail, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that people have said to you, or that, you know, and then you've reinforced them with your own thoughts. So with the affirmations, what you're essentially doing is you're reprogramming your brain.
Yeah.
But it takes between 21 and 30 days to reprogram your subconscious brain, or your
Oh,
subconscious
wow.
mind. So that's why you would do them for at least 30 days. And some people, it will take longer. It depends on how ingrained those beliefs are in their subconscious. But you know, so a belief is just a thought you keep thinking, and thoughts can be changed.
Yeah.
So that's really important
That's
to remember,
interesting.
that
A
you can
belief.
reverse it.
Wow. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. That is since chills. That's amazing. That's very powerful. Wow.
Yeah, that's one of
And
Abraham's
we have
favorite
power.
sayings.
Yeah, we have power over our thoughts and therefore our beliefs. It's so crazy that we just don't realize that. Mm. All right. Yeah. You also have written, and we already talked about the affirmations, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You've also collaborated with some pretty amazingly well-known people. Jason Stevenson. Is he related to Ian Stevenson? The past life, the one who started to try to disprove past lives, but in his studies, he became a believer. No?
No,
Spelled the same way.
no, no.
Yeah, so he's apparently pretty famous for his sleep channel, and also for the amazing meditations he's done. And he also be quiet, dogs. You have also collaborated with Tony Doyle, who has worked with the late great Wayne Dyer, who we channeled on our panel. That was so cool. And with Trent Shelton and Justin Perry. You want to talk about any of those, or any or all?
Sure. Jason Stevenson is actually somebody that I would have recommended. He's been somebody that I would have listened to for years, meditation wise, and he has a million subscribers on YouTube.
Ooh.
He has about 3 sleep channels. I used to recommend him in my live workshops, and then when I brought him online, I would always recommend his meditation. And funnily enough, some guy who put me in his song, Luke Bryan Smith, said that he's friends with Jason on Facebook and that I should send him a friend request. And so I did. And nearly 9 months later, we're like best friends. He's like the long lost brother I never had. You know, he rings me 3 times a week. He lives in Australia, so the time zone's a bit of a pain, but he's amazing at what he does. That's what my main point here is. He's absolutely brilliant. He writes the most beautiful meditations. He now has his own channel as well, where it's called It's very like my website name, which is Expansive Souls, but it's Life Expansion is his channel.
What is
So
it
he
called?
goes live, called Life Expansion.
Life. It broke up again. God.
Life Expansion.
Life expansion. Okay.
Expansion.
Expansion. Okay. What are you expunging from your life? All right. Expansion.
So he goes live like I do now. Funnily enough, I inspired him to go live again because he had stopped doing live and he watched me. So that's fantastic. But he does brilliant spiritual lives as well on YouTube and on Facebook as well.
And tell people the name, his name too, because it broke up a little bit at that.
Sure. Okay. So his name is Jason Stevenson and he's an Australian, and I call him the meditation guru of the world.
Awesome.
He has hundreds of guided meditations, and they are sensational.
Okay.
Yeah. Tony Doyle then is somebody that asked to work with me. I was very privileged, and we're now creating workshops together. He lives in America. He's a Mind Valley coach, so he, works with Vision Likiani.
Oh yes, yeah.
He also is. He's got loads of different companies, and he works for non-profit organizations, and he also has worked with Trent Shelton, who is a relationship kind of guy on YouTube. I haven't watched that much of Trent, but he's worked with him, and he's worked with Justin Perry from You Are Creators, which is a massive law of attraction YouTube channel as well.
Oh, okay.
So very privileged to sort of have worked with on a kind of a different level with these guys. I've interviewed both of them. The interviews are up on my YouTube channel, myself and Jason and myself and Tony and stuff.
Oh, well, hook them up with me if any of them want to. Well, I've already interviewed Wayne, so.
Lovely, yeah, I will do.
Be interviewed or on the radio show, that'd be cool. And we're going to put you on the radio show. If you can bear with the time difference, if you can't, that's fine.
Yeah, well, they'll watch this because once you send me the link, I'll post it all over my Facebook.
Okay. Now you've also been honored to be put in a song by Luke Byron Smith, who is apparently huge on YouTube. I've heard of him and his music, in which he interprets the law of attraction. Tell me about that. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Is that on that's on your YouTube channel too? Or only on his?
I'm not sure. I think it's on mine. Okay. Yeah, it's on mine, but his is 3E Empowered Enlightened is his YouTube channel, and his name is Luke Brian Smith. Yes, he interprets.
Brian, I said Byron, I think.
Everybody does. It's the way it's spelled.
Brian. No, it's spelled. It should be Brian.
He's just a beautiful soul.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he's a beautiful soul. So, I know it keeps breaking up.
I know. Oh well, it's okay. Erik, quit messing with it.
Yeah. So he put me in a song called Vibration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's really cool. And so I mentioned in the same sentence as Abraham Hicks and Allie O'Shea, and then I talk at the end of the song as well.
I'm trying to figure out where to note this so I could find it and put it in the. But it doesn't say how many minutes in we are. Okay.
About 50.
Okay, 50. Yeah. And so, is his first name really Lute? I like that.
No, his real name is Brian.
Oh, okay. Wow, yeah, that's what an honor, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing, and it's a beautiful song. I love it. His music isn't for everybody. It's kind of rappy, kind of.
I love rap. The only thing I don't like is
everybody, but it's the essence of what he puts in his songs and what his songs are about that make it so magical, and just you'll fall in love with him.
Oh, that's awesome. That's another thing. Music and dancing can really raise your vibration. Now, I wouldn't dance personally in front of anybody because, oh my God, I am so awful. Just like my son, Erik. Oh. But apparently Michael Jackson's teaching him a little thing or two, hopefully. But yeah, dancing and listening to music that really sings to your heart. And that would exclude for me super heavy metal, or the one where they scream, the screaming type, or really syncopated jazz, like
yeah.
discordant to me.
What? you know, the reason, and actually heavy metal music isn't good for you, because if you've ever seen Dr. Emoto's water experiment, where he took water from different places and, you know, um, put it in the freezer, and they made crystals according to what the music was playing, and you know,
Oh,
they were dark crystals for the heavy metal music, and they were beautiful snowflakes for the nice music, you know.
oh,
So
I love
words are
that.
really important.
Oh, I
Words are
love
really
that book. I love that book. And the experiment where he had water with rice. I think the rice was cooked. And to one, he said, "Oh, I love you so wonderful, blah, blah, blah." The other, he ignored, and the other, he said hateful things to. And after a certain time, the one that was, he said nice things to, turned into beautiful sake. And the others, I can't remember which was worse. I think actually it was the one that was ignored.
Yeah, I can't remember either, but that was a fascinating experiment as well.
Very. So that
But
shows you thoughts create reality, people.
yeah, words are really important. And actually,
Yeah.
he said that the words on the packet of a cigarette, like smoking kills, are probably more detrimental than the cigarettes
Oh,
themselves.
oh my gosh. Well, it's just a CYA thing, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. So, as we close,
Yeah.
is there anything else that you want people to learn about you and how you can help them? What services you can provide, and to what types of people? Uh, Corporations and children would be an awesome thing, really. Or the
Yeah, for
military.
sure.
You know, the military is kind of into meditation now, so you can like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know, but tell
Yeah.
us.
So I can help anybody. It doesn't matter who they are, gender, sex, race, religion. It doesn't make a difference. I can help anybody. Coach people one-on-one using the law of attraction as well. So I do provide that service. On my website, I have law of attraction modules. So modules 1 to 4, explaining basically the tools that I use. So we cover meditation, raising your vibration, gratitude and appreciation, visualization, positivity, affirmations, emotions, and protecting your energy field, manifesting your soulmate, manifesting in general, all of those kinds of wonderful things.
Oh,
And so they're available to purchase on my website, expansivesouls.com. Also, the new workshop that I've just created, Journey to Self-Discovery and Self-Love, because again, that is all part of the law of attraction, and you know, using it in your life to better your life, to stop you from having those blocks, to help you create wonderful, magnificent things that you want to manifest into your life. And then I have also, what do I have? I have a crystal workshop, because I used to own an angel and crystal shop with my
uh-huh.
husband. So it's called an introduction to crystals. So
Yeah.
it's learning how to use them, how to energize them, how to cleanse them, and
Mm,
you know, certain crystals, and what their meanings are and what they can do for you.
that's so cool.
So
There's so
yeah,
much on your website. Well, you know, maybe I should try like the module on self-love and all, and also at least one of the modules, and then I can come back on when you're on the radio show and give a progress report if that
oh,
would be
thank
helpful
you.
to you, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll just send them to you now. The only thing is, if you use your iPad,
Uh-huh.
just to let you know, people have had issues, not because it's my website, it's nothing to do with it, but when you download stuff on your iPad or your iPhone now, it goes off into the cloud
Oh
and
yeah.
people can't find it.
Yeah.
So you've got to create this files folder to download it. I don't know if you know about that or whether you have an iPhone, but if you do, when I send it to you and you're having any problems, just get in touch with me and
Oh
we
no,
find
I know
a way
exactly.
around it.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I would do it on my computer anyway.
Yeah,
So
but
that would
just
be
for those
good.
people who do, it's nothing to do with my website. It's just Apple.
Yeah, you guys don't blame her. So
So yeah, I'll send you the Journey to Self-Discovery workshop.
okay, and then yeah, and then we'll try that. But also, I do want to, and I don't mind paying for it because of this project I'm working with. Try whatever you think is appropriate of the law of attraction one to attract success for this project, for this product that I want to
Yeah,
patent.
I'll just send you the 4 modules. I'll send you the modules, and you can do them whenever you want. They'll just be there on your
Okay,
computer for whenever you want to use them.
but I'll
So
try the
but
self-love
thank you.
first. Do the self-love first, and then I'll have a full report back to you guys.
Oh,
And part of
lovely.
self-love means not reading y'all's troll comments. Oh my God, they're you understand what I mean, right? You always
Yeah.
get like a lot of good ones, and all of a sudden, boom, one that just sucks you dry. And it was so hard for me early on when I just had lost Eric. Eric is like, "God, really, really, you want to be an asshole to a broken woman, Jesus?"
Yeah.
But I
We
guess
got to
that's my
focus
power, though.
only on what you want, though. You got to remember
Yeah.
that. So just skip
Yes.
by those other ones, delete them, do what you got to do.
No, I just don't even look at them.
Send them love. Send them love.
Send them love. That's what I do when I do stumble on them. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited about this, and I'm so excited for your future. And let's get in touch. And how long do you think it'll take me to go? 30 days, I guess, right? So,
For the affirmation?
yeah, or yeah. Oh, the
I want.
self-discovery module. I mean,
Oh,
self-love
okay.
module.
So that is a video file. So it's me going through a PowerPoint presentation on
Oh,
video.
okay.
It'll probably take you about an hour.
Oh, okay. So, anyway, just let's see, and maybe I'll do the affirmations too, and maybe in a month you connect with me, and
Yeah.
we'll go on the show. And if you can, set your alarm for
Sure.
like, I don't know what time. Oh my
You're
God.
6 hours behind me.
Okay, so that
What
so
time is your show out?
it's 6 p.m. and right now it's 12 noon almost. I
Okay,
mean, still.
it's 6 p.m. here, but that would mean that I would be doing it at 12 p.m. It's doable for me. I'm up late anyway.
Okay. Well, you can take a little nap first. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you, Allie, and I love your accent.
Thank you so much. It's been lovely to meet you, and thank you so much for
Lovely.
having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's an honor, a real honor.
Thank you.
I will
All
send
right.
you the file.
Thank you so much, Elisa. Have a
Thank
lovely
you,
day.
darling. You too.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.